And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray. Rock Cod Rick Maxa is under the weather today. He'll hopefully be back tomorrow in full strength. Hey, we have a couple of great guests in the studio here from Turner's Outdoorsman. Mike Wynn and Mark Lamson are here. You stay tuned. We're going to be talking tackle, Fred Hall, and a lot more. Stay tuned to Southern California's sport fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. It was another awesome year for fishing in San Diego, and it seems to still be going strong. I've talked to people that continue to get into tuna and yellowtail offshore. It was another awesome year for Ford, too. Once again, Ford is America's favorite brand. Just take a look at last year's sales figures. It's right there in black and white. If the car you're driving is 6, 7, 8 years old, it's really time to get into something new because the technology in these new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs is nothing short of impressive. You wouldn't want a cell phone with 8-year-old technology, would you? So why keep driving a car with old technology? Now's the time to stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer and check out the latest innovations and designs, like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on your new F-150. You just turn a little knob on the dash and it steers your trailer exactly where you want it to go. Trust me, backing in your boat will never be easier. Learn more at San Diego County Ford.com or just stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels. With the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities, Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest. The new Shimano Torium HG is here, and you'll be able to experience this fantastic reel now at your local Shimano dealer. The new Torium is up to 30% smaller than the previous generation, but still has the same line capacity. The smaller S compact body design and one-piece die-cast aluminum frame provides more rigidity and lighter weight. Torium now has EI surface treatment and is tested up to 700 times the corrosion resistance of past models. The new Shimano Torium HG is not only better on the outside, the inside is amazing, with a cross-carbon drag providing up to 24 pounds of drag pressure from a Star Drag reel. It has a sealed roller clutch and 6.2 to 1 brass gears. The machined aluminum handle has a larger knob to make it easy to crank in the big fish. The new lightweight aluminum spool gives you better casting and control. Available in 3 sizes, the Torium HG is the next evolution in compact, rigid, and powerful saltwater Star Drag reels. Get it now at your local Shimano dealers.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Pete Gray here. As I said, Ricky's under the weather today. He'll be back tomorrow, hopefully full-voiced and ready to roll. But, boy, you talk about tackle today. We have a couple of great guys. Mike Wynn, Mark Lamson, Turner's Outdoorsman. It must be Fred Hall time.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty crazy. It's been a crazy year. It seems like Fred Hall was just last week.
Yes.
And here it is, coming right around the corner.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about it.
Yeah, for sure. And welcome, guys. Glad to have you. You're probably already in full mode to get ready for the show that's 2.5 weeks away. Am I counting right there?
I think so.
Like 3 weeks away, something like that. I guess 2.5.
It'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks. Yeah, for sure. March 2nd this year, early.
Yes, a week earlier. We were talking about that earlier.
Yes.
And,
the advantage of that, of course, is no daylight saving time on Sunday, which is very nice.
yeah, no one's going to complain about that.
Yeah, nobody is going to
No complaints on that
Yeah,
one.
and the change is going to be in the middle of the two shows. Now, you guys are gearing up for both Fred Hall, Long Beach, and Del Mar, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And you sent me over a few of the samples of some of the deals that you guys are offering. You always have the largest tackle booth and the most deals of anybody at the show. Anything you can share with us that would entice our listeners?
Well, we do have the biggest booth there. It's our kind of starting the season party here, and I've been working pretty much all year of 2015 through that great season we had, trying to secure the best deals for the show. And one of our biggest things, most popular deal at the show are our Abbott Blems. I've been saving up all year, literally since the last Fred Hall show. I've been stowing them away. It's the largest inventory we've ever had on these Abbott Blems, mechanically 100%, just mismatched colors. A lot of them you can't even tell that there's any cosmetic blem or that there's any mismatching colors. But they're going to be the best prices on Abbott reels at the show.
Whoa. So what constitute an Abbott blem? You said mismatched colors.
Yeah, so mismatched colors, so the anodization may not match exactly. But there are some reels, literally, you look at them and you cannot tell that there's a color difference or anything like that.
Yeah.
But mechanically, 100%, still under warranty, just a huge savings.
And nobody discounts reels normally.
It's
very little.
Very little.
So, when you say huge savings, you talking you could save $100, $200?
Yeah, definitely on some models.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have the full spread from SXJs to Pro EX80s, 30 wides, 3 speeds, Raptors. We'll have it all.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
And they must go pretty quickly, though.
You know what? Like I said, we went through hundreds and hundreds of reels last year, and I've got, I would say, at least 50% more this year available for the show to make sure that they last and everyone has a chance to get one.
Both at Long Beach and Del Mar.
Long Beach and Del Mar, yeah.
And what about you, Mark? Are you seeing some special deals that are enticing you for your future of fishing?
Well, we're going to have some amazing stuff. I think this year we're adding some different things that we haven't had there before. The one thing that we will have again, obviously, is the special on the Seaguar fluorocarbon. We do very, very well at the show with that. We run it at a special price, and you buy 50 yards, and that's 2 25-yard spools or 1 50-yard spool of Seaguar Premier or Pink Label fluorocarbon. You go over to the Seaguar booth, and they're going to give you one for free.
One for one?
No, two. Yeah, well, one for one. If you bought a 50-yard spool, you would go get a free 25-yard spool from the Seaguar booth.
Wow.
If you bought 2 25-yard spools, you'll go get 1 free 25-yard spool. So for every 50 yards,
you get
a free one.
yards.
And we have it on sale for 20 or 25% off our normal price.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And that's on Pink Label,
and
Premier.
And Premier.
And
yeah.
Premier.
Correct.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's that's always a sensational deal.
Yeah, and last year it was kind of hard to imagine of all the monies that we did. If you took all the different vendors that we stock, Seaguar was our number 2 overall sales vendor.
Wow.
That's a lot
That's
of line.
a lot of line.
That's a lot of line.
Yeah, a ton of fluorocarbon, and, when it really comes down to it, no one beats us in price at the show on Seaguar.
Yeah.
It's become such a big staple in fishing and daily use on the water.
Sure.
And it's the perfect time to load up for the season.
Stock up for the whole season,
and
because
Pete,
fluorocarbon doesn't go bad, really.
No.
Yeah.
And Pete, Mike will tell you, for 5 days in Long Beach, that is the only thing I do. I don't sell anything else.
Yeah, so
just Seaguar.
Yeah.
I only sell Seaguar fluorocarbon. That's my job, is to sell Seaguar, to keep it restocked, because the problem is that you only get 4 or 5 spools on a peg. I have 3 pegs of every size and color, and I got to keep it restocked every 20 minutes.
Wow.
So not only am I selling it, explaining the differences between the fluorocarbon, which Dale Hightower has taught me over the years, all the differences. I mean, that guy, amazing when it comes to knowing about fluorocarbons. Yeah. He's the best I ever heard, telling me the differences. And so I can pass that on to the people because they all have questions. So I'm answering questions. I'm getting the line that people want. I'm sending them to the booth for the free labels, and then I'm restocking from the back room. And then when my back room runs low, I got to go to the truck and restock the back room from the truck.
Do you have like a whole semi filled with Seagull fluorocarbon?
it almost seems like it, yeah.
Like it, yeah.
I mean, it's
three or four pallets worth. It's
pretty amazing, that we were able to actually get that booth merchandised in literally a day and a half.
Wow.
It's a 10,000 square foot booth plugged full of product that are at the best prices at the show, and I got a great group of guys working the show, and we get it knocked out, and it's literally semi trucks full of product.
Yeah, literally. You guys
are
right back there at the dock.
Yeah, and I mean that's why we're right there at the dock.
Yeah.
So we can wheel all that product right into our booth and get it set up.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
it's
amazing.
Tons of product.
And Mike says it's 10,000 square feet. People don't realize how really big that is. That's twice the size of my store. My entire store. Our booth is twice as big as my store, I tell people, and they just can't believe that.
It's how many square feet?
10,000 square feet.
10,000 square feet. Twice as big as, and you're in which
Rancho Cucamonga store, which isn't our biggest store.
Which is a 5,000
square literally,
foot.
if you took my store and put two of them together, that's what I tell them a booth is.
Yeah. So you are Turner's Outdoorsman, the fishing, hunting, shooting sports. Is there going to be anything for the shooting sports enthusiasts?
Yeah, we do have a gun counter in our booth. It's not a very large part of our booth, but we will be there, have special deals on some firearms and some shooting sports goods. So we still maintain it as a part of our identity at the show. So it will be available there.
And that's in Long Beach only. We don't bring the shooting sports to Del Mar because our booth's not quite as big. In Del
How big
Mar.
but the booth's still pretty big in Del Mar. How big?
About I want to say 4,000 square feet.
It's still pretty big.
Yeah. Still the biggest booth at Del Mar also.
Still a big store. Yeah. And you always have the top people in tackle that come to both shows that work for you, right?
Yeah, I'm bringing everyone, pretty much people from every single one of our stores, from Oxnard to El Cajon. I will have people there working our booth. They're there to, our most knowledgeable guys to help you, the consumer, find what you need.
It's going to be good. Now you are 18 stores strong.
Yes, we are 18 stores, and as we talked earlier, we do have our 19th store set to open in May. It'll be in Lake Forest.
Wow.
Looking forward to that one.
So those people in that area in Lake Forest and Dana Point and Mission Viejo and such are going to be really stoked.
Yeah, it'll save them some sitting in traffic on the 405 or the 5.
Yeah, so that'll be opening sometime in
May.
In May. Wow, fantastic.
And look for that grand opening. We'll be kicking that off with a bang.
Yeah, for sure. So now you guys, of course, are hardcore fishermen, and I know you both love bass fishing, and I know you're a calico bass aficionado, Mike, and of course, Mark, you do everything: long range, local bass fishing, bay fishing, the whole deal, right?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
I don't know. I fished with you before.
Mark's pretty legendary.
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good. So how's the bite been here this winter?
The bite's been pretty good for, when you can get out in between the storms. We've had this nice weather window right now, and there's still some yellowtail to be caught over at Catalina. The Bruce on the Sport King is about the only guy that's been running over there steadily, and he doesn't miss many days over there. I think his high day he had like 45 fish one day, and most of the days he's getting anywhere from half a dozen to a dozen yellowtail. They're catching a lot of short bass, not many legals mixed in with it, handful of bonita and stuff. But most of all the other local boats are getting refurbished right now and getting new paint and stuff like that. I know the Monte Carlo just went through a change of hands there at 22nd Street, and they're getting that thing all prettied up again, and the Pursuit just getting all ready to go again too, and the Southern Cow's getting back online. So there's not a lot of opportunities to get out in the middle of the week, but on the weekends a lot of guys are. And it would come up here on the 1st of March, about the time Fred Hall starts, and the rockfish will open back up, and that makes it a lot easier to fish. So, if you do get a little bit of current or wind or something where you can't really sit on the bass spots or the yellows aren't biting, you can fall back and, catch some reds, which is one of my favorite fish to catch and eat.
Couple weeks away, the rockfish opener, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Now, you've been fishing some calico. I know you're a big calico guy.
I've been doing a little bit of bass fishing. I was super busy, and finally, for the last couple of weeks, I've been able to get out a couple times. And mainly, I've been fishing the beach, the Orange County coast and Long Beach, and fishing the inside stones and stuff. And surprisingly, one of the surprises for me this year has been the incredibly good sand bass bite in shallow. I mean, really? A lot of in 30 to 50 feet of water, just fishing these inside stones where typically we catch a lot more calicos, and it's just been a really good sand bass bite. So it's been a lot of fun.
A lot of good ones?
I mean, it's been very consistent, 2 to 4 pound fish, a couple in the 5-6 pound range, not a whole lot, but real good steady fishing. And I don't know what it is this year. Maybe I just haven't been catching a lot of fish, but these fish have been pulling really hard.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't think the sand bass get as much credit as the calicos do, but Michael attests to this. You hook one of those big guys near structure, and you got to pull your tail off in order to get that thing out of there before they rock you, because those things are really, really strong.
They're tough.
Yep, they just don't get the credit, I think, that they deserve for as tough as those things are.
I would agree with that. You think the sand bass coming back a little bit here? You seen more?
Yeah, it like I said, it's been kind of surprising. The winter sand bass bite's been a little tough the last couple of years, and it seems to have made a rebound, I think, with the good offshore fishing we had last year, and it helped with the calicos too. Those fish got a break. No one really went after them. Everyone was chasing yellows and yellowfin and bluefin, and with the good warm water cycles, I mean, it seemed like there was a spawn. It wasn't in the mud like it normally is, but it seemed like those sand bass this summer were spawning on the horseshoe, which is kind of different. But the only thing missing now are barracuda.
Yeah, exactly. To come, right? I was talking to Captain Dave Bacon up in Santa Barbara the other day, and he said their calico fishing this winter has been epic. Really, really good. Now, how do you lend the local bite to that 14-inch size limit? Do you think that's helped at all?
I can't really say if it's helped or not. I think the biggest thing that's helped is really the tremendous offshore fishing we've had for the last 2 years.
Just backing off.
There's been so much less pressure on them. There's the one change that I've really noticed over the last couple of years is the popularity in rock fishing.
Yes.
We used to all dread rock fishing. It was, 6-0s Dacron and
right.
600 feet of water. And with Spectra and, those colder water years, the shallow water rock fishing got really big. It's, I even enjoy it now where I used to not. It's just you see a change in technique and gear, and it just makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah. Also, I think that going to a 5-fish limit when they are biting, that's also helped,
too. That's huge.
And for the last couple of years, we really haven't seen that influx of squid. And for most of your really good, bass bites that you've seen over the years, it's usually when you have a couple tanks of live squid, and you're sitting at one of the islands there, and you can really put in a hurt on those fish with that squid when they're on it. Because it's a lot easier to fish a squid on a lead head or a sliding sinker than it is to, try to fly line a bait for those things.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, as you can hear, we have a lot of knowledge in this studio. You have tackle questions, fishing questions, whatever it may be. You can join us right now. Lines are open at 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. And boy, have the guys from Turner's Outdoorsman brought a couple of great prizes. Count them, 2 lucky callers are going to each win a $50 gift card to any Turner's Outdoorsman, any of the 18 or soon-to-be 19 locations, and even you can use it at Fred Hall, right?
Yes, you can. You can use them at Fred Hall or on our online store.
You can use it online, too. Yeah. Wow, at Turners.com.
Turners.com.
Yeah, very good. So 2 lucky callers are going to win a $50 gift card to go on a shopping spree. And when we come back, we're going to take your phone calls, talk more fishing here. Stay tuned. This is Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. Let's talk hookup on the Mighty 1090.
If you've heard the advice Scott Sherman from Fifth Avenue Insurance has given anglers over the past couple of years, you know there is much more to your boat insurance than just a low rate. Well, Fifth Avenue Insurance can not only find you the lowest rates on your boat insurance, they also make sure the coverage you get meets all your needs. What if you had an accident with the boat and found out you didn't have proper coverage? Well, that just won't happen when you insure with Fifth Avenue Insurance. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Fifth Avenue Insurance, 619-640-3130, or check the number 5 THAVEINS.com.
It's Fred Hall show time. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Be sure to stop by the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth. The best selection of saltwater tackle at the show, including Shimano, rods, reels, and accessories. No one has a better selection of Shimano product than Fisherman's Landing Tackle. A must visit at this year's Fred Hall show.
Inland Boat Center is the destination for your next boat. They've been around 35 years, so they're here to stay with something for everyone. Inland Boat Center has a giant inventory of all types of boats, including the perfect saltwater fishing boats made by Arima and Defiance. Inland Boat Center has a huge 2.5-acre indoor showroom with over 300 new and pre-owned boats, making them the largest boat store on the West Coast. Family-owned and operated, they are proud of their customer service. They take trades of all types. Come check out their inventory of Defiance boats from 20 to 29 feet, or the fantastic selection of the amazing Arima boats from 17 to 21 feet. Inland Boat Center has a full service department, fiberglass repair and upholstery department. Everything you need is under one roof at Inland Boat Center, 681 East San Jacinto in Paris. Check the website for the current inventory and more at inlandboatcenter.com.
For East Cape fishing, Jen Wren is known as the best. This is Mark Rayer. Great service, top quality equipment, including all accurate reels, CalStar rods, and Sibrin electronics, has put my immaculately maintained twin-engine cruisers in a class of their own. For memories of a lifetime, just bring your hat and sunglasses, and we'll provide a fishing experience that will exceed your expectations. Our calendar's filling fast, so don't miss out. For packages, 2 live webcams, a weekly fishery report, and more, check out TeamJenWren.com. We pick up at all East Cape resorts, so let's go fishing.
It's time for the spectacular 70th Annual Fred Hall Show, March 2nd to the 6th at the Long Beach Convention Center, presented by Progressive. This is the world's largest fishing show, California's largest boat show, and a world-class international travel and hunting show. Celebrating the passion of fishing, boating, hunting, and outdoor recreation for 70 years. Nearly 1,000 booths, hundreds of boats, over 400 seminars presented by Cousins Tackle, a giant kayak and stand-up paddleboard section, California's largest marine electronics display, the Mammoth Lakes Kids Fish Free Trout Pond, Savage Gear's Bass Tank, the Accurate Fishing Saltwater Tank, Hobie Kayak Test Rides, Ram Trucks Ultimate Air Dogs, Costa Sporting Chef Cafe, Archery, Scuba, Fly Fishing, Casting, and so much more. Kids Free, Kids Fish Free, Active Military Free. Join us and share in the 70-year legacy of the Fred Hall Show as we celebrate the passion, March 2nd through the 6th at the Long Beach Convention Center, presented by Progressive. Details at fredhall.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here, and Mike and Mark from Turner's Outdoorsman are here, too, having a great time talking fishing. We were just talking about the excitement. That was the very first Fred Hall Long Beach show spot right there. That was it right there. That's the kickoff of the real season when you start to hear Fred Hall on Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, you know things are about to get real.
This is real right now. That's it. And we were just talking about boats and how many boats are going to be sold at Fred Hall this year?
I can only imagine.
People know we have such a great fishery here, and it's so many opportunities. Having your own boat is just such a cool deal. You have your own boat, and
yeah,
it's just cool.
Yeah, there's nothing like the freedom of just I'm going fishing, hooking up the boat and going.
Yeah.
And the reward of going out, doing the work, and finding your own fish, and catching fish out of your own boat.
It's just a neat deal. And I know the guys from Inland Boat Center are going to have the Defiance and the Arimas there, and I know the West Coast guys are going to have the Parkers there. There's going to be a lot of selection and a lot of deals there on boats at Fred Hall. I know Bart and Mike always struggle to find room for more boats. It's like, where are we going to put all this stuff, right? You've probably been over it with Mike and Bart here.
Oh, yeah.
The last few weeks. It's like, where are we going to put all this stuff, Mike?
Yeah, especially with this year. I mean, there's so much excitement about the Fred Hall show, and for good reason. And it's going to be the best Fred Hall show I think we've ever had.
Yeah. I think that the show has been sold out for months and months and months and months. You can't even get in.
Yeah, I from what I hear, there's a huge waiting list for vendors trying to get in.
Yeah.
Still.
It's great to be a part of it.
It is, definitely.
It's an exhausting time for all of us, but it's the coming out party, man. It's just like an awesome deal.
Yeah, it really is. It's, the kickoff for the season.
Yeah.
It's, and the difference, I think, this year, last year the winter yellowtail fishing was just phenomenal up and down the coast.
Right.
And I think, we kind of got our break now. Everyone's getting a little antsy. Yeah. I know I am. And this is it. This is where it all begins, and I look forward to it. I think 2016 is just going to be another phenomenal season.
I'm with you. Yeah. What do you think, Mark?
I'm looking forward to it. Got a bunch of trips already planned out.
Yeah.
We start fishing here. Hopefully, Del Mar, bay bass fishing and go out there. Hopefully Mike's boat's up and running this year. Last year his boat was down, and I was physically down at that time, hurt. So between the two of us, we didn't get to go bay fishing. So those guys got a break for a year. So we got to go soremouth some of those guys before work. That's the one fun thing about Del Mar. It's because we get to stay down here. You get to fish, 3 or 4 hours in the morning and hustle back and open the booth up and work 8 hours and go have a nice dinner someplace and start over and do it again.
There it is.
So it's real fun. So, yeah, we got a lot of things planned out this year, so we're looking forward to it.
Now, you guys sponsor a lot of trips at Turner's, too, right?
Yeah, we had over 20 charters last year. Same thing from San Diego all the way up to Oxnard. I'll have that schedule out here probably right around April.
Okay.
And we have plenty of trips. We had, we did over 25 seminars last year in our stores, so look for that again. That's the same thing. Looking to grow that, so try to get more of those. And we're here to help educate the anglers to be better anglers and to really just enjoy their time on the water.
Yeah, it's cool. And you have to host some of those Turner's Outdoorsman sponsored trips, right?
Well, I don't have to. I like
your job.
Yeah, it is part of my job description. I do the ones out of the Los Angeles, Long Beach, San Pedro area. We did 3 or 4 of them last year out of there with a couple of different boats and stuff. And it's myself, usually one other guy from our store. So there's usually 2 of us on board, and we keep
people out.
We help people out, but we also if somebody needs to, figure out why somebody's getting bit and the other person's not, you can teach them a different way to hook a bait. Because, we introduce ourselves and we're on these trips, we're real approachable. And if you just go on a regular open party boat, you see some guy catch 3 yellowtail in a row and nobody else is, you normally just can't walk over to that guy and go, "What are you doing, mister?" Because, you don't know him. Where on our trips, we introduce ourselves. We make sure everybody knows we're approachable, other than when I'm eating or sleeping, of course. But yeah, we'll
don't
teach you.
Don't mess with him when he's eating.
No. When I got my breakfast burrito, I am out, man. I'm telling you. Just give me 15 minutes and I'll be good. But we always take some other guys, from the stores, and that's what we're there for. Is if you need to, rig a certain way, or you don't have any fluorocarbon, a leader, or you need a hook, or show how to tie or cast, or whatever it happens to be. We're more than happy to do that for you, and it's a real good experience. Usually it's the ones I've been running. Usually we did a couple overnight trips, and some of the local 3/4, kind of a 5 to 5 trip where we go, over to Catalina there. And those are real nice trips. They're not too expensive, and we keep the number of passengers down to a minimum on those things, like anywhere from 16 to 20. So
nice.
Yeah, it's real comfortable loads. So you're not having to, you see some of the boats with 60 people on it, parked next to you, and you're there with 18 guys, and every boat next to you, on the front side of Catalina's got, 60 people on it. It kind of makes you feel good that way. It gives you a lot better odds of catching fish.
No kidding. All right, time to jump into the phones. They are packing up. One line open. If you want to get through, here's your only chance right now, and that's at 858-457-1090. Open right now. We're giving away 2 $50 gift cards to go on a shopping spree at any Turner's Outdoorsman or at Turners.com. Dan in San Diego, you're going to start us up here on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Dan.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, are you going to have the same specials at both shows?
Well, Mike knows that a little bit more, and I'm going to say with the stuff that we bring to Del Mar, will be the same special and special pricing that we have at Long Beach. There's no difference there. Now, the spread of wealth in Long Beach is bigger because our booth is bigger, so your selection is going to be larger. Also, if there's certain things we sell out of in Long Beach, obviously we can't bring them to Del Mar. So there'll be certain items that we can't. But yeah, I think last few years we've been able to do the cigar specials down there. Hopefully this year we'll have enough flat falls and Colt snipers from Shimano to cover both shows, because I know last year we got hit pretty hard on those things. I think everybody did, because everybody hadn't was waiting for those things. And I know
Blems, had plenty of those.
Yeah, the Avid Blems we've had. We'll have good things of that down there and stuff. So we'll bring everything we can to fit into that booth. That's for sure.
All right, Dan. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Let's jump back in the phones. Talk to Don in Woodland Hills. Good morning, Don. Thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Hey, for the everybody that's thinking about Fred Hall, and that commercial is great. Get you really excited. Challenge out to all of you to come and visit me at the CCA California booth. I'm going to be working it this year. Let's get everybody signed up.
Great.
And keep working towards making California fishing open to all of us.
Yeah, good one. And I'll tell you what, if you join CCA on their special Fred Hall membership, you get into the show for free. And you get this booklet that's worth hundreds of dollars in various things. You can win all kinds of different things at various booths. Like we're in conjunction with Dana Landing, we're doing a giveaway of 2 pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. But there's a whole bunch of stuff like that, and also the $5 coupons at various locations and stuff like that. But yeah, join CCA. It's our future, and thank you for your efforts too, Don, for that.
Hey, it's my pleasure. It's what we all need to be doing.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike and Mark, kudos to the team at the Reseda store. For me out here in the Valley, it's my go-to whenever I need tackle. There's some others, but it's quite a bit away. So I wanted to share that with you. And then my question for you is, when a store, during the busy season starts running low on items, how fast can they restock? I'm just kind of curious.
We have several methods of restocking our stores. Typically, it's about a shipment a week. And, we do know that during the busy season, key items do get a little tough. And it's, we're constantly working on ensuring that our stores are properly stocked for the season. But they do get, from different avenues, at least a shipment from each avenue a week. So.
And with 18 locations, you can pull from other stores if you need to.
Yeah,
right?
Correct. And it's, pretty much on a weekly truck cycle. So if something is out from one store, they can get it from another store. But I try to do my best to keep our warehouse stocked full of all the key items.
Now, you do all the tackle buying.
I do all of it.
All the tackle buying for all the stores.
For all the stores.
That's a big job.
It is a big job. I love it. It's great. Turner's is a great company to work for, and it's doing something I truly love. So.
Sure. They've been around for a long time.
They've been around for over 4 years.
40 years.
And we're here to stay.
Yeah. I know we've been around for 24 and a half years, and they've been a sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup for all the years. So it's they've been around a long time, and like you say, here to stay and expanding.
And expanding.
I think when I started with you guys, there was maybe 10 stores or 8 stores, or I don't remember. Yeah. You've been around a long time.
Yeah, I think this is about my 10th year coming down here and seeing you. I originally came down when Mark Lemons was the buyer and stuff.
That's right.
We'd come down here and then go storm out those bonefish in the back of the bay with John there. Those were fun days.
Oh, yeah, good stuff. Hey, thanks a lot for the call, Don, and thanks for your efforts for CCA, too. We sure appreciate that. All right, let's find out what's biting in the Baja. The cast man, Richard Castaneda, is on the line, and this report is sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. It's long-range season. Time to pre-book your processing order with Fisherman's Processing before your trip. So if your trip leaves next week, you call Fisherman's Processing, say, I'm going to bring all my fish to you. You'll be first in line when your trip returns. You can friend them on Facebook, find out more stuff about Fisherman's Processing, or check fishermansprocessing.com for more details. And speaking of Fisherman's Processing, tomorrow, Sean and Rosie on Valentine's Day, tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m., right here on the Mighty 1090. Castman, what's going on?
Hey, man, talking about bonefish, hey, I just want to let you know that we got one opening for that Christmas Island trip just opened up.
Ooh, a spot opened up.
Yeah, he had some medical issues, and so I've got room for one guy, single, and, of course, can always match you up with somebody there, and we'll have a good time joining us May 17 to 24.
Such a great
Anyway,
trip.
fish report down in Cabo San Lucas, so weak, about one billfish for every 2 boats out in the water there. There's some mixture of Dorado, some tuna were found about 20 to 40 miles out. They were getting some tuna. Gordo Bank also had some tuna. The problem has been really with those guys trying to fish inside the Sea of Cortez is it had a lot of north wind blowing this past week, so made it kind of tough to get out there and really get into the fish. So once those winds die down, I think we'll see some better reports coming out of the area there. But they're also starting to do a little bit more bottom fishing for amberjack and the Pargo, Cabrilla, etc. Over in Zihuatanejo there, some really good fishing, pretty close to the harbor, about 5 to 6 miles out. Getting about 2 sales per boat per day there, also a mixture of some Dorado. Then a little bit further out, about 30 miles, they've been getting some fairly good quality tuna, up to, say, 90, 100 pounds. Not a lot of them, but when they do find the schools and the porpoise out there, they're able to pull some nice fish. But the fishing inside has been really, really good along the beaches there. All around Zihuatanejo and Ixtapa there, those beaches have been giving up some nice roosters up to 40 pounds and lots of Jack Crevalle there, which, they're feisty fish. Man, I'll tell you, get them on light tackle, man, you got your workout. Over in the Cancun area there, it's kind of a mixed bag of fish between kingfish, the Atlantic barracuda, an occasional sail, and then a variety of those other fish. I don't even know what the hell they are, but they're just they got some weird names, banana, and I don't know, some other type of fish that I'd like to see what they look like. But they must some weird sounding fish. But otherwise, that's a report for this week. And you guys are talking about Fred Hall. Yeah, we're getting close. So
the Cast Tours group will be there, right there in their usual spot.
Yeah, we'll have the girls there. Like I say, we're busy right now putting the flyer together with all the package information and have that done, ready to hand out at the show. And got to get my voice in tune there because we do a lot of talking there.
Indeed. Hey, Cass, how do we find you?
800-593-6510. Check us out on the web at www.casttours.com. And like I said, if there's a single guy out there that wants to join us on that fabulous Christmas Island trip, give me a call.
All right. Very good, Cass, man. Appreciate that. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
Talk to you then, Pedro.
All right. One line just popped open at 877-792-1090. You want to get through? There's your chance. Like Teresa from Lake Elsinore. Good morning, Teresa.
Hi. How are you guys?
Great.
Good. Got a couple of questions. Fishing done in Baja over the summer and thoroughly enjoyed it. Going back again this summer. First question, what kind of fishing shirt should I be using for UV protection?
Well, I really like those AFCO shirts, those AFCO sun protective wears. They call them the AFCO performance shirts, and they have a complete line of ladies' shirts. Mike, okay, so, and then there's others too. What do you guys stock at?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of different performance shirts available on the market, specifically made for sun protection, for fishing.
The thing that I like about the sun protective shirts like those AFCO performance shirts is not only sun protective, but they're cool too. I mean, like when you're in the tropics and it's hot, they keep you cool.
And for me too, I'm not a big sunscreen fan. I don't like sunscreen. I wear UV buffs, and with the face buffs, protect your ears, and pretty much your whole face once you have a hat and sunglasses on. And I wear those consistently, and we will actually have those in our booth too at the Fred Hall show.
Oh, you will? Okay.
Yeah. So
now, do you carry any sun protective ladies wear?
Unfortunately, we do not.
You do not. Okay. Yeah. So what I would suggest, Teresa, is go to aftco.com, AFTCO.com. They have a complete store online, and they have probably one of the best selection of ladies fishing style clothing that made out there. The Guy Harvey line, the whole deal there. So check that out and come to the show. Are you coming to the Fred Hall Long Beach or Del Mar show?
Most definitely.
Okay. Well, then you'll probably find some good deals there.
Oh, awesome. I am looking My husband and I are looking forward to it so much. We can't wait to see you guys.
It's going to be fun. Thanks, Teresa, for the call. Appreciate that very much. That does free up 858-457-1090 open right now. John in Long Beach, you're next up on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Great show as usual. I just wanted to tell the guys I live up here in Long Beach, and I go to the Signal Hill store, and Alex that works there is really, really helpful. Helps me with every time I go in there, and doesn't try to sell me something I don't need or I don't want, you know, and knows everything about tackle. He's very, very knowledgeable, so I appreciate that. That's just what I wanted to say, and I'll see you guys at the show. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, John. That sounds great. Alex is a super great guy. I've known him for quite a few years. He come down and works the show with us there in Long Beach. And
so he'll be one of your top guys
at
the show.
Well, he's one of our top. He's one of our top salesmen in the entire chain. I believe he was either second or third this year. Yeah, of overall tackle sales in the chain.
Wow.
So yeah, other than one of the San Diego stores, a young man by the name, I believe it was Eric. From El Cajon store, Kearny Mesa store, which is in San Diego. He was our number one tackle salesman, but, you know, being in San Diego with the kind of year we had, it's easy to see why. And, yeah, Alex does an absolute great job. Make sure you come by and say hi to him at the show there because he'll be working the rod section there. He's one of the rod managers and runs the rod section for us there in Long Beach every year.
Now, I would have thought Lori Byron would be right up there on the top tackle sales people.
And she was third.
Third,
but
okay,
But
right
the problem
there.
was is she fished too much this
She
year.
fished too much. There you go. Yeah. Hey, we'll look forward to seeing you at the show, and thanks for the kudos there, John. We appreciate that. That does free up 858-457-1090. And when we come back, we're going to take more of your phone calls, talk more fishing here with the guys from Turner's Outdoorsman. Stay tuned. Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California sport fishing voice on the Mighty 1090.
It's Fred Hall show time. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Be sure to stop by the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth, the most complete selection of saltwater tackle at the show, including Shimano, rods, reels, and accessories. No one has a better selection of Shimano, Talica, and Trinidad reels. Accessories like tackle bags, flat fall jigs, Colt Sniper, and more. Make sure to see the Torium HG. Fisherman's Landing Tackle staff knows your needs. Come see our best booth ever, Fisherman's Landing Tackle, a must-visit at this year's Fred Hall Show.
It's time to talk about great equipment from Shimano. And, you know, I was just talking to Mike and Mark about Shimano, and Trinidad A16 came up with Mike, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite surface iron reel.
It's an unbelievable reel.
Pretty much anything, but, yeah, throwing surface iron, it's my favorite.
Small design, but holds the same amount of line as the traditional Trinidad. And casts amazing, right?
Casts amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Mark, you caught a 44-pound yellowtail on a Shimano Corrado. Is that right?
The Shimano Corrado 300 last year, loaded
Come
with...
on!
Yep. And that I've had two of those reels. They've gone to Cedros with me for the last 5 years. I get them dialed in each year, and they're my go-to reel. Again, castability on that thing, nothing like it. You just, literally can close your eyes, fire that thing, and they cast great and absolutely perform fantastic.
Not necessarily the right reel for yellowtail, but if you want to catch a 44-pound yellowtail, the Shimano Corrado can do it.
Absolutely.
There you go. Check it out at your local Shimano dealer or check Shimano.com.
For over 5 decades, Lee Palm Sport Fishing has set the standard in long-range fishing that they pioneered long ago. The Red Rooster 3 sets a new standard of excellence. The Red Rooster 3 is one of the most modern, quiet, and fastest long-range vessels in the fleet. They have handpicked the finest crew to make your trip a memorable one. The Red Rooster 3 offers trips from 3 to 18 days and runs year-round to the best fishing spots on the planet. Ride the Red Rooster 3 once, and you'll be back again. Call the Red Rooster 3 at 619-224-3857 or see them on the web at redrooster3.com.
Have you checked out the giant Fastlane kayaks in Mission Bay yet? It's hard to miss, right in the middle of Dana Landing, across from SeaWorld in Mission Bay. This massive 5,500 square foot location is loaded with Hobie Mirage Drive kayaks and all the accessories. They also have a great selection of Hobie clothing, stand-up paddle boards, paddles, and more. Check out the new model Hobie kayaks arriving daily and see the great deals on previous year's models. Even test a kayak or stand-up paddleboard right out their back door on Mission Bay. When it comes to Hobie kayaks, kayaks. No one does it better than the crew at Fastlane Kayaks at Dana Landing across from SeaWorld in Mission Bay. Check FastlaneSailing.com. Brace yourself for the next generation of Yamaha V6 offshore four-strokes. They're lighter, faster, stronger, smarter, and they're Innovation Award winners. These intimidating V6 300, 250, and 225 horsepower Predators are engineered to be offshore tough. Still, Yamaha's lightweight design makes these outboards up to 73 pounds lighter than 300 horsepower competitors. They're also faster and smarter than their peers, up to 19% faster and up to 17% more fuel efficient at cruise RPM. Add all that to a powerful, class-leading 4.2 liters of big-bore V6 displacement, and you have a definite competitive advantage. And now, these offboards are available with the advanced precision of Helmmaster, Yamaha's fully integrated boat control system. Power, precision, efficiency, reliability, the next generation of Yamaha V6 offshore four-strokes. They're miles ahead of the competition, and they're at a dealer near you. Meet them today at your local Yamaha dealer. Helmmaster available with V6s purchased only as part of new boat packages from Boat Builder Partners.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, Rush!
San Diego's sports leader, the Mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Phones are packed up. One line still open at 877-792-1090. You want to get through, talk to the guys from Turner's, have a chance to win a $50 gift card to do a shopping spree at Turner's Outdoorsman. There's your chance. Doug in Montebello, you're on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning. Good morning, Doug.
Hello.
Hi, Doug.
Hi. I was wondering about how did we get not sidetracked, but bombarded by the MLPA and the MP. How do we lose the battle so fast?
We weren't prepared, and that's why we have to support the new organization in California, CCA California. It's a national organization that's been successful throughout the country. It's strong, and it's going to be stronger here in California. We're going to have one of the largest CCA chapters in the nation here in California once we get going here. Mike, you have any insight on that?
Yeah, it's one of those weird things where the California angler compared to a lot of other anglers in the nation, we kind of concentrate on fishing and don't look at anything else. And the biggest thing is uniting all of us together. That's the most important thing. We've all kind of just done our own thing, and that kind of seems like the California way. But the time is now. I know we are dealing with the MLPAs and the MPAs, but still, as a community, we all have to come together in one unifying force to protect our rights to fish.
You guys deal a lot with firearms.
I
think the NRA is a classic example of what unification of a group can do to change things.
And definitely, and it's, love it or hate it, it is the one, major force that is protecting our rights. So that's the biggest thing.
And we are the nation's number one NRA recruiting in the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we recruit more and sell more NRA memberships than anybody else.
At Turner's Outdoorsman.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
So you look at that, it's like, if we can get that type of interest from the angling community as we do in the gun community, I mean, it's more visible on the gun side, but, our fishing rights are under attack constantly.
Constantly. So I mean, do you think that we'd have the right to bear arms today if it wasn't for the NRA?
No, I don't think so.
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
Being in California, also, we already have some of the strictest gun laws in the nation. And, and the community sees it, and we're working to help protect those rights.
So that's why it's very important, Doug, for everybody who is not a member of CCA to join at the Fred Hall Show. Get into the show free.
Sure.
You'll see the booths right out front, both the entrances in Long Beach as well as Del Mar, and join CCA and help that unification and keep our rights to go fishing.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's usually, I got to say, anywhere from $15 to $20 to get into the show, isn't it? Something like that. And so, yeah, if you're getting into the show for free and, being able to spend that money with CCA, that's a no-brainer.
And then when it's not if, it's when another MLPA thing comes up, we'll be ready.
Definitely.
Yeah. There you go. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Hills in Ventura. Thanks for joining us, Hills.
Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Doing good.
Hey, I was going to ask, and I'm glad I got on before. Hopefully, Mark Wish gives a report because the moon phase. Like right now, it's going to be a quarter moon tomorrow, and it's the one that looks like a glass half full. In other words, it's the sun is underneath and the moon's above. And I heard from my late brother-in-law that that's the moon to fish on, like the glass half full moon. And I was wondering if the fishing perked up this week because of that, and if Mark Wish knows anything about that.
Well, you'll have to stay tuned for that because Mark is going to be coming up here in about 10 minutes, and we'll find out what the story is. Any theory on that, guys? Moon?
Well, moons always change currents and change fishing, and we always fish sea bass usually right around the full moons because that's when we get some of our strongest flows back and forth, and usually the squid's harder to make during a full moon, so the fish have less to eat, and if you can make a little bit of bait and do that stuff. So yeah, I can't see why this particular moon phase wouldn't help especially surf fishing or calico bass fishing on the structure, because you always got to have current. Those fish look for current. So if that changes current any, absolutely it'll help.
Mike, when you're fishing calicos inshore, whether it be San Clemente Island or right along the beach here, do you pay attention to the moon?
I don't pay attention to the moon at all because if I'm going to fish, I'm going to fish anyway.
Yeah. Go when you can, right?
Yeah, when I can. But it's more about conditions. Granted, yes, on strong moon phases, you do have a tendency to have stronger tides and more tidal movement. But that's not always true. I've had great current in, the worst possible, per se, moon phase possible. But it's all, I think, more about condition, water temperature, that's most important.
Those scenarios.
But, I mean, even though the local fishing for me, very little current, almost slack, but it's definitely been biting around the peaks of the high and the low tide.
Yeah. And so when the tide is slack, do you find a better bite?
It's been like that last push for me is how it's been lately, like the hour leading into that slack and even through the slack and on the backside of it.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, this is a good week before the full moon. Time to go fishing, right?
Always time to go fishing.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning, Hills. Hope that helps you out. That does free up. 877-792-1090. John in Mira Mesa, you're next up on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Hey, at times I'm asked to provide loaner rods, tackle to friends, family, whatever, but I don't like to give out my Cal Stars or Seekers, and so I'm trying to kind of load up, kind of stock on some stuff that's suitable, but at a different price point. You know what I mean? So, do you guys carry? Do you ever have deals, or do you have rods that would fit in that category? That's my first question. And then the second question is, do you guys sell Mexican licenses there at your store?
Well, question one, yes, absolutely. We sell those kind of rods and reels. Matter of fact, there's some super specials coming up at the Fred Hall Show in Long Beach if you can make it. We're going to have some very good specials on Okumas. There's an Okuma Saltera combo for $100, and regularly that's about $240 combo.
Wait a minute. You mean a rod and a reel?
Not only a rod and a reel, we're talking about a lever drag reel that you can fish, anywhere from bass, barracuda, yellowtail to yellowfin tuna. With the rod.
Less than half price.
Less than half price. Less than $100 bill. Less than $100 bill for the reel and
the rod.
Yep, absolutely. And if you're not able to make it there, we also have, if you just need the rods, Mike made some purchases on these Penn Blue Water rods that you can't believe. A very nice rod from Penn that we, would normally sell for about $150. He's got 4 different models, and he's going to sell them for $49.98.
What?
Yeah, under $50 for that. And
for $150 Penn rod.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've been working hard all year
trying
to lock down these deals for the show. That Blue Water Carnage deal is fantastic. That Kuma Soltero combo, it's a 15 size lever drag with a matching rod.
Nice.
$100. So
nice. Yeah. Now, what would you put on that 15 size?
I'd probably load it up with 50 or 65 pound Spectra and fish a mono top shot or just straight fluoro on it.
Okay.
But you could fish just straight 25 or 30
straight
mono,
25, 30 mono.
especially if you're going to loan it out and somebody's going to throw it overboard and stuff, for you. You can always put one of those little screws in the back of the butt of the rod and then put a little lanyard to the person's waist. That way, when they drop it overboard, it only goes 4 feet, and then you just pull it back over on the lanyard.
Yeah. So I know John Ireland, who owns Rancho Leonero, of course, always loads up on your rods for the ranch, and he says, they're durable, they're quality rods, and that pen, I would imagine he's going to buy a handful or two of those pen rods because that's a perfect rod for that type of situation.
And I am doing something a little different this year. Usually I've had no limits on stuff. This year I did actually put some limits on these products because the deals are so good, and I want to make sure that as many people as possible have the opportunity to take advantage of them.
So there's going to be
some limits on some of this product, like the Soltero combo. I'm making a limit of 2 per customer.
Okay.
And
that's good.
It should
spread it around.
Spread the
wealth.
Well,
I mean, a deal like that, you find dealers buying them and then they're selling them for twice the price.
Exactly.
Right?
And I definitely don't want that to happen. I want our customers attending the Fred Hall show to get the best deals possible.
There it is. All right. So there's your answer. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Mike in Carlsbad, you're next up this morning. Good morning. Mike, are you with us?
Oh, hi, guys. How you doing?
Great.
Great. My question, I had like a firearms question. Are you going to be selling firearms there? And I understand about the droids, but if somebody purchases one, will they be able to pick it up at their local Turners?
Yes. What you're referring to is the DROS, D-R-O-S, which stands for Dealer's Record of Sale. Those all have to be done in the store. So basically what we do is when you come into the show, is they're going to write you an invoice to whatever store you want it to go to. And they'll give you the sale price, and they'll give you a receipt for that. And then what you're going to do is go back to that store, and they'll have that gun shipped over out of the warehouse to that store. And once you have that, they have that serial number for you, you can start your 10-day background check.
So you will be able to buy firearms at the Long Beach show.
Well, yeah, you're going to be basically putting down a deposit
on
one.
You can see the firearm.
You can handle it. You can touch it. Yep.
You'll have an area where people can get that,
Absolutely
and you'll have them on sale.
Everyone there will be on at a special price. I'm sure.
A special price.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's a pretty nice offer. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Best savings all across the board.
All across, whether it be firearms or
fishing.
Yeah,
the deals are there.
Yep. But Joe from our Oxnard store comes down and runs the gun part of it over there. Super great guy. I worked with Joe for a long time and love the guy. Just look forward to seeing him every year at Fred Hall and spending some time with him. So go in there, and Joe and probably Ben and some of the other guys will get all those guns written up for you. And again, whatever local store you want it at, that's where it'll go.
All right, very good. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. And when we come back, we're going to take more of your phone calls. Talk more fishing here, hunting, shooting sports, whatever you want to talk about. And we're going to get a catch report here coming up right now. Stay tuned. Southern California Sport Fishing Voices. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Same rig and setup, same pound test.
Fishing Cedros Island is getting better and better for the traveling anglers, thanks to Cedros Tackle. The tackle shop on the island is now offering full rod repair. Now with the addition of a new rod wrapping machine, fixing guides, tips, and handles is a snap. Cedros Tackle is also constantly expanding the tackle selections to meet the needs of the local fishermen and the traveling anglers with all the name brand and high-quality items you would expect to find at your local shop back home. Cedros Tackle has a full rental rod selection with Phoenix rods and Daiwa reels, so just leave your gear at home. They just brought down fully outfitted Hobie kayaks to the island, and fishing has been fantastic. Construction on the deluxe Cedros Tackle Casita is nearly complete, so get ready to enjoy a great kayak vacation on beautiful Cedros Island with Jeff, Omar, and the gang. Visit cedrostackle.com on the web, or for more info on trips, the tackle shop, or Cedros Island, or call Jeff at 760-412-2507.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointloma-sportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The main emphasis on the ranch, we're going to keep it old style. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to improve what we have. The kitchen is brand new kitchen this year with all new kitchen equipment, new stoves, ovens. We put a new freezer in. We've put in all brand new split air conditioners with thermostats to make sure every room is cold. We've also worked on the boat fleet with a couple large lures, a 31 and a 34. We've got the largest Super Ponga fleet on the East Cape, all with brand new Yamaha motors. Brand new beds. We've got all Serta beds, the best beds in Baja, I kid you not. We're working all the time at the ranch. We're not changing it, just making it a lot better. That's why we get the high TripAdvisor reviews. It's my responsibility. I got to take care of you. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero. RanchoLeonero.com. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252. 646 Baja.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh, Rush!
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Pete here. I was fortunate enough to use the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 touchscreen chart plotter and sonar unit on my boat this summer and fall. And let me say, it's truly incredible. With an easy-to-use tablet-style interface that's fresh but familiar, the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 combines a multi-touch screen with push-to-select rotary dial for precision control and speedy response. As for marking schools of tuna, yellowtail, and more, it's the best. You run over a school, and there they are in full color and high definition. The new NSS Evo 2 built-in sonar technology, including chirp and structure scan, can't be beat. I recently added the Simrad AP24 autopilot to my system. I've had other autopilots before, but I can tell you this one is simple, sensitive, and accurate. It integrates with my Simrad NSS Evo 2. I set a waypoint, touch the screen, and the boat steers to that spot. There's a lot more to the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 system and AP24 autopilot I'd like to tell you, but best just go to your local Simrad dealer or see simrad-yachting.com for more details. It was another awesome year for fishing in San Diego, and it seems to still be going strong. I've talked to people that continue to get into tuna and yellowtail offshore. It was another awesome year for Ford, too. Once again, Ford is America's favorite brand. Just take a look at last year's sales figures. It's right there in black and white. If the car you're driving is 6, 7, 8 years old, it's really time to get into something new, because the technology in these new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs is nothing short of impressive. You wouldn't want a cell phone with 8-year-old technology, would you? So why keep driving a car with old technology? Now's the time to stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer and check out the latest innovations and designs, like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on your new F-150. You just turn a little knob on the dash and it steers your trailer exactly where you want it to go. Trust me, backing in your boat will never be easier. Learn more at SanDiegoCountyFord.com or just stop by any San Diego County Ford dealer. They'll be glad to hook you up.
What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled deep diving aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap